addressing crime. Jeff Bullard is the sheriff of Jefferson County. Also with us, Keith Pekau is the mayor of Orland Park, about 25 minutes from Willowbrook. So welcome to you both, and thanks so much for coming on. Mayor Keith, if I could start with you, actually, if you could just describe what you've learned about what happened so far. Again, this was supposed to be a celebration, and it turned into a tragedy.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about what is going on. I talked to the mayor of Willowbrook. It's actually not in his community. It's in an unincorporated area, so it's DuPage County. So there's not a lot of information. So beyond what you've heard in the news reports with the 22 wounded, 1 dead, it's an area with a fair amount of publicly assisted housing and an area with some, as you saw from the interview prior, that there have been issues there in the past. Other than that, I know nothing more than what you do.
Okay. We'll continue to follow that and update as much as we can. I'll move on to this, if we can, here to Mr. Bullard, Sheriff of Jefferson County. There is a new law, or attempting here to put in a new law in place in Illinois that's gained the nickname the Purge Law. It would eliminate cash bail. There are many worried about an increase possibly in violent crime, again, if you got rid of the cash bail. The state Supreme Court is reportedly still deciding what to do with this. Again, so I don't believe it's fully in effect just yet, Sheriff, but if you could talk to us about this, getting rid of cash bail from the lens of crime and enforcing policing, what would that do?
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me on the show. It's as I've stated publicly before, eliminating cash bail has the potential to create a revolving door in the criminal justice system, that certain crimes, if they're automatically not going to be detained and they're going to be kicked right back out the door after the arrest is made, then there's very little deterrence. There's very little public safety in that. And that's why it was challenged by many states' attorneys and publicly opposed as it was written in the original Safety Act. And right now we are waiting for the Illinois Supreme Court to rule on the constitutionality of eliminating cash bail based under our state constitution, which states that people have a right to bail in the form of sureties, is the word in the Constitution. So I'm sure that the meaning of that word, while we know it means currency, some form of currency, I'm sure the other side is arguing that it means something different.
Okay, well, the other side, just to bring it up, some folks have said that cash bail policies are discriminatory. People who are at or below the poverty line might not have the resources to pay. Wanted to ask the mayor about this. You know, what do you think of the proposed law? What might it mean for your community if this were to go through at the state Supreme Court level?
Well, so I think it's a concern if this goes through. I'm in Cook County, and I'm in one of the 2 counties where the state's attorneys actually supported this law, and in Cook County it's been a revolving door. But really the people who are proponents of this law don't understand, it really gives judges just a binary choice. They can only keep someone indefinitely or let someone go. So it may actually work in the reverse in a lot of counties. In Cook County, a lot of people that should probably be held won't be, but in other counties, people that maybe would have been put out on cash bail, given the choice, they'll err on the side of holding them in jail. So it may work actually against what the proponents of this really want, because you're only giving the judges 2 choices, either keep them or let them go. And here in Cook County, it is definitely, we've been living under a policy similar to this for 4 years based on the system, and it has been a revolving door, and we keep seeing the same criminals over and over and over again, just like the sheriff said.
Yeah, very interesting point. I'll leave it on that, Sheriff Bullard. Just back to that question. I mean, essentially giving that power, if you will, of deciding the fate of the accused or the charged, if you will, in the hands of the judge. The judge will have a couple of days to decide if the criminal should be, or the alleged criminal should be released or not, or detain that person. Is that enough time? Is that how you believe the system should work?
No, I don't believe it's enough time, and I don't believe that's how our system was set up. And I also, to answer the claims of discrimination, cash bail system does not discriminate against anyone, because it is something that is in reaction to someone choosing to commit a crime. in this state and in this nation, regardless of your income level, if you choose to knowingly commit a crime, you know a consequence if you get caught is the potential for cash bail. So it doesn't make a difference what group you belong to or how much money you make. If you choose to commit a crime, then cash bail is a consequence from that. The only people that would have an advantage at that point is wealthy people could pay more bond. But but having judges' discretion and allowing them to still have cash bail discretion based on a person's income, they can set the bond higher, which helps with community safety and also guaranteeing the person's return for trial.
Yeah, very true. All right, we're going to wait and see how that plays out again in the state Supreme Court. And we'll have to have you both back on. Mayor Pekau and also Sheriff Bullard, thank you very much for your time today.